welcome to another terrain video from Crafty Terrain. My name's Lee and today I'm going to be showing you how I made this really simple piece of terrain for Star Wars Legion. It's just a statue, a bit of scatter terrain to add to one of our new tables. It's been a while since I've made any terrain at all really, so I wanted to just ease myself back into it with something very simple, and all that was an old toy that I got off eBay, and this is a 3D printed like stand to put it on. Very simple process, a very quick video, but I hope you enjoy. So let's get into the video. So this is a Hasbro toy. It's Attack of the Clones Chancellor Palpatine. I got this one from eBay. Cost me like a couple of pounds basically in an auction. They're really cheap. I've looked on there today and there are still many available, so go check them out. And this is just a 3D printed plinth like stand. If you don't have access to 3D printed stuff, then you could use like a block of wood to make this piece of terrain, and you'll sort of get the same effect basically. And we're going to be making a statue like this that will fit in on any gaming table for Legion. If Legion's not your game, you could use this same technique really to make different pieces of terrain. So if you was playing the Middle-earth battle game, then you'd just buy a, like, you know, whatever toy you wanted, Aragon, let's say, and you could do the same. If you're playing Marvel, then buy, you know, Captain America, and do exactly the same process, and you'll get the same results. So let's take, this is an action figure, so it moves. What I'm going to use some super glue to start off, and just glue his fingers in place. Oh no, sorry, before the fingers, the arms come off. So I'm going to just take the arms off and apply some super glue on the insides of the arms here, and then just put them back in. Because once I've painted it, I don't want the statue to move sort of thing as we're playing on the game table, because that will expose areas then that have not been painted to the same effect, if you get what I mean. So you'll be able to see this paint of the model rather than the paint that we're going to be applying. So I want him locked in place. And then to finish that off, I'm just going to put a bit of glue inside the fingers, and that should lock him in place and stop him moving. And then just find the position that you're looking for. I want that sort of regal, fingers interlocked sort of pose, head looking off to the side in the distance. The head does move also, but that shouldn't be a problem. So the head doesn't come off. I am going to apply some super glue down the backs of the collar, just like so. Careful not to glue my fingers, and hopefully this will just stop the head from moving, and then just put it into the position that I'm looking for, slightly off to the side, and then just give that 10 minutes or so, whatever your contact drying time is on your super glue, to dry, and then we're going to get it primed. Okay, so for priming, I'm just going to prime the Mini black, and I'm using this Army Painter primer spray can. I don't have any of my cheap like hardware stuff store primer left at the moment, so I wouldn't normally use miniature primer just because it's more expensive for terrain, but this will have to do for today. So I'm going to take these two pieces outside. Remember, when priming, always do it in a well ventilated area, and then I'll come back, I'll show you when it's all primed black. So I've primed the piece now, and it's ready to dry brush. Remember, this is a very simple terrain piece to build, so we're just going to brush this up. And to do that, I'm using this acrylic black paint from a craft shop, £2 for that tube, and again this cheap white craft paint, mixing into a pot like so. I want to start with a very dark grey to come away from the black, so I can try a heavier dry brush. And we're just going to wipe off all the excess into some paper towel, or you can use cardboard or whatever you have available, and get that brush very dry with very minimal paint. Okay, so once you've got most of the paint off the brush, we're going to just dry brush this now, just moving in one direction across the piece. Okay, so, and we're just looking to catch the edges This will be a heavier layer, as I want to bring the look of the stone away from black, basically. So it can be heavier here. Is that showing on the camera for you? See if I can just focus that in for you. You see it's picking out all the raised areas, all the detail. And as we bring up to lighter shades, the tone, all these details will stand out a lot more. Okay, so I'm just going to go around, get that layer on, do the same to the base, and then we can come back and apply a lighter layer. Okay, so that's the level of coverage that I've gone for. Now what we need to do is take this to a lighter tone. I've just put like a double P size bit of white paint in, then just mix that through. Probably add a little bit more than that. Basically, just start off with a little bit, because then you can always add more. You don't want your colour tone to jump too bright too quick, because it just won't look natural on the model. And I think I'm planning on going with 4 tones. This will be 2. Okay, the same process again. Just clean your brush off onto a paper towel, get all that excess paint off, and then just go through the same process of dry brushing that layer on, but not as heavy this time. So I'll get all this off and just come back and show you what I'm doing. Okay, so now just pick up the edges, much lighter this time. There's not much change in the tone, so we want to build up gradually. And hopefully this is going to give us that nice looking stone effect that you would see on a statue. Again, I'll go around, get all this done, come back, and then we'll take the tone one lighter. Okay, so I've taken the grey to a lighter tone now. I've already mixed, dried my brush off on the paper towel, and now we're going to apply a much lighter layer and hopefully push that tone a little bit further. As you can see, that's starting to show up nicely now. Remember, if you're enjoying this video, to leave a like, consider subscribing, and check out our Patreon if you want to support us in that way. Every little does help us keep the channel going and making more videos. It's starting to look really nice now. If we just take a look. Just come around, just pick out all them raised areas. Look, so I'll get this complete and we'll come back and add the final layer. Okay, so this is how it's looking. Now with the last layer, I want to come very close to white to really bring out the fine details. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to use my dirty brush and just white paint, okay? The reason I use the dirty brush is it just calms the white down enough, okay? Just pure white, sometimes when you're dry brushing, I'm not sure it looks natural enough. So I found this is a way to just calm that down and get a tone. So again, follow that same process of wiping all that paint off. Okay, so my brush is very dry, and now I really just want to be light with the strokes that I'm applying. Just to pick up them, the most raised edges basically, so you get some good definition. And then just go around as we've been doing and just finish off, get to the level that you're happy with. I'll complete that and then we'll come back and we'll talk about how we're going to attach the statue to the base. Okay, so happy with how that's looking now. You get that nice stone effect. Now let's talk about how we're going to attach the paint. So I was going to use super glue, but I've not had great results with super glue and 3D printed stuff. So I thought about drilling the feet. Well, there's already holes, and then attaching like a pin, but the hollowness of the 3D printed plinth won't really work for that. I've tried it before on other pieces, so I'm just going to use hot glue, but I want to start by marking the center. This is going to be under the statue, so you're not going to see that, so just use a Sharpie. So, and then just place him on top so you can sort of see where he's going to be sitting, and then try and mark and work out where the feet are going to be. So about 1 centimetre to the side of each one, because that's where I'm going to apply the hot glue. Something like that, okay? So then I'm going to get my hot glue gun and apply 2 biggie sort of like pea-size drops. This is all going to be under the statue, so shouldn't cause us too much of an issue. Hopefully this will be enough to attach Palpatine. Okay, and then just look where you're placing. You will have a chance to move him around. Make sure that you're happy that you're in the center of the base, and then just hold it in place and let that hot glue dry, and hopefully we should have a good connection. It's not going to be the sturdiest piece of terrain. I mean, if you're going to put it in a box and it gets banged around, it's going to come off, but hopefully that should do the job. Okay, and I'm going to leave it there. It's attached and I'm happy with that. It's another nice piece of terrain. That's a great centerpiece for a table or something like that. I think it would look fantastic on a Naboo type mat. I want this to be able to go on like a sand mat, snow, grass, whatever. So I'm not going to apply any finishing touches. But if you know you're going to be playing on a grass mat, then like, you know, bits of flock around the edges, vines to make it look like the statue's been there a while. You could add like weather into it also if it's like from a dusty planet or whatever you want really to achieve with the look. But I want this for multi-purpose tables, so I'm going to leave it there. If you want to know how I would apply that and stuff, we have got a video on how we turned our 3D ruins into like that, took it that extra step basically. If you go and watch that video towards the end, you'll see me do all of that. So yeah, let's get this wrapped up. Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, remember to leave a like. Hope it's giving you the confidence to have a go at making some terrain yourself. You know, very simple, very cheap and easy to do, and that's what I wanted this video to be. If you need to know anything, then get down in the comments, let us know. Consider subscribing, click that bell. And as always, you can check out our Patreon if you want to go that extra mile. We've got 3 tiers. Check it out, see all the things that you get, benefits with the channel and stuff like that. So hope everyone has a great day. Stay safe and take care.